In the United States, President Obama has continued his undeclared war on coal by supporting the Environmental Protection Agency's Clean Power Plan, which sets statewide targets for CO2 emissions per unit of electricity generated. Now, the plan is designed to encourage the modernization of the US's rather old coal-fired power plants. The average age there is 42 years, compared with 32 years in Europe. However, many states may find it easier to switch from coal to gas, as they have been these last few years, because that is an easier and cheaper option for them. And that is the option that is behind much of the EU's climate and energy policy. The big difference is that the US has affordable gas of their own, and we don't. We rely on external suppliers for over 70% of our needs. One supplier monopolizes the gas market in several member states, and together gas supplies to Europe operate as an oligopoly and take unearned economic rent because of EU climate and energy policy, which favours gas. Nobody seems to like coal, but everybody likes using it, although not many people admit to using it. Unlike oil and gas, most people never get close to a lump of coal, and yet almost a third of our electricity does come from coal, 29% in 2012. So you would expect that a source of energy that makes such a major contribution to EU energy supply would be given some respect. Instead, it has become the #1 target for action on climate change. So in answer to the title of my presentation, is coal forbidden in the EU? I would say, no, it is not forbidden, but it is certainly heavily censored. Words like solid fuels instead of coal. I mean, what is a solid fuel? Few politicians, even fewer officials, and many NGOs are not prepared to talk about coal. They would rather it just go away. Prime Minister Donald Tusk from Poland spoke a couple of weeks ago with Commissioner for Energy Oettinger to explain his 6-point plan for energy security. Coming from Poland, of course, it includes coal, and given the evolving situation with Russia, it is certainly wise to look at our own fossil fuel resources. Our mission is to promote, protect the use of coal, and we call for a balanced energy policy, balancing these three objectives. We'd like to think that we represent the real world of men and women working hard to supply energy so that you and I can live more comfortable and more productive lives. We have 35 members from 20 countries. 2 of our members are from Romania, and I was privileged to visit them only last month, so I have a good impression of the steps being taken by the Romanian government to modernise the Oltenia energy complex, which makes use of Romania's very substantial lignite resources. The investments that are now planned using Chinese money and Chinese technology are a telling reminder that not everybody in the world is following the EU's lead on climate policy. Even so, the debate has moved on to the 2030 framework for EU climate and energy policy, published by the Commission back in January, summarised here and also by Mr. Constantinescu earlier today. We believe that the headline 40% greenhouse gas reduction target is too ambitious and should not even be on the table without an international agreement. Secondly, we do not believe there's any need for new renewable energy targets. The ETS, the Emission Trading Scheme, is designed to deliver greenhouse gas reductions. Measures to support renewables outside of that scheme simply disrupt the market-based approach favoured by industry. The Commission proposes that the ETS allowance cap should shrink by 2.2% per annum from 2021. We say that the current 1.74% reduction is already tough. If we improve the efficiency of coal-fired power plants in the EU, which is being done, for example, in Germany, then we could expect an annual decrease in emissions of around 1%. Achieving over 2% would require dramatic technology changes that are simply not yet available, such as large-scale energy storage, or would be too costly, such as nuclear energy or carbon capture and storage.